What up, Texans fans? Hey, good to be here. Good to be here with you. Hey, if you don't know us, my name is Craig. Me and my buddy Chris started this channel a few years ago. We are Lions fans, but we love talking about teams that the NFL, the national media seem to ignore. The Texans are one of them. They're such a good team. We started covering them before Stroud's rookie year. Go back, watch the film. It's all there. But here's what I have to say. Also, my brother-in-law lives in Houston, so that's a fun connection. But we think what Houston's doing well, we think they're doing things really, really well, but we want to give you a non-biased view of what's going on. So let me ask you this question. What position group on this team are you most worried about? I think I know what answer you're going to say, and I think I have some good news for you in this video. All right? I think I know what answer you're going to say. Put it down in the comments right now. Pause the video if you have to. But I think most Texans fans would say if they were the most concerned with a single position, that position would have to be the offensive line. It would have to be the offensive line. C.J. Stroud gave up, and this offensive line gave up the second most sacks in the NFL last year, I believe it was. And that's not good. C.J. Stroud is an elite quarterback when he has a clean pocket. It's interesting. C.J. Stroud, I've compared him when he was coming out of college to this guy, and now that he's played a couple years in the pros, he's kind of proving to be similar to, and that's the Detroit Lions quarterback, Jared Goff. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, Craig, you're crazy. What do you mean compare him to Jared Goff? Right? And that's not what this video is about. We're going to talk about the offensive line and a major position switch that I think could be really, really good. But before we get into that, C.J. Stroud is elite with elite accuracy and can absolutely pick apart a defense when he has time. When he has pressure in his face, he is pretty erratic. Jared Goff struggled with many of these same things. The difference is, though, C.J. Stroud can actually use his feet to avoid pressure, can avoid some of those sacks, can extend plays and things like that. Jared Goff can't do that. So C.J. Stroud's ceiling is higher, all right? But right now, Jared Goff's floor is higher. So, and we've seen that. So with all that being said, what is going on in this offensive line? There has been wholesale changes, but one person in particular absolutely loves one of these changes, and it's your new right guard, who used to be your left guard, who used to be your left tackle, who used to be your right tackle, Titus Howard. He is now playing his fourth position in the offensive line, and this is kind of interesting. He was saying how he loves it. In fact, he said this to a local news station. He said, "I love it, man," as the Texans wrapped up their offseason schedule with full team minicamp. Just getting these reps in. Probably the first time I got a chance to get this many reps in at guard before the season started. So I'm doing the best I can to get the technique down, and the coaches have been doing a tremendous job helping me with that. All right, this is kind of cool. All right, so now when you look at your offensive line from left to right, left tackle to right tackle, in minicamp, starting at left tackle was Cam Robinson. That's a no-brainer. He has been a serviceable left tackle. He's been just fine. Everywhere he's gone, he's been like a middle-of-the-road, rated the 15th or 16th best tackle in the game or left tackle in the game, period. All right? Laken Tomlinson, a former Pro Bowl selection. All right, he's been in the league a while now, and he is going to be an upgrade, period, at the guard position, period. He's going to be an upgrade. All right, former New England Patriots center Jake Andrews, steady Eddie, put him in there. You have Titus Howard at right guard, and second-year right tackle Blake Fisher looking to take a big step, and I think he should take a big step. And if he doesn't take a big step, you have that just mountain of a tackle, rookie Ariante Ursary, just waiting. And he worked in at both left and right tackle. All right, so the only two starters that are coming back from last year are Howard and Fisher. That's not a bad thing. Stroud was sacked 52 times during the regular season and 13 more times in the playoffs. 8 sacks and 14 quarterback hits in the AFC division round playoff loss to the Chiefs. You could not win that game for that reason alone. So, you're asking me, how can we be better? We just traded away left tackle Laramie Tunsil. All right, Cam Robinson works for what this system wants to do. All right. And here is what Howard had to say. All right. I'll even try and zoom in on it here so you can get it. Let's see if I can get all of it in there for you. Again. All right. He said, we've got a chip on our shoulders, and people underestimate what we're going to be this year. But that's their problem, Howard said. When that first game comes and we come off the ball and hit them in the mouth like they're going to be, these guys are for real. He continued. He said more. He said, we've been putting that work in here right now, and we're going to continue to put that work and training together. Every day isn't going to be perfect, but I'm telling you, when that game one comes and they see what the offensive line is about, we are going to be ready. Okay. All right. Okay. The Texans just fired Bobby Slowick. All right. An offensive line coach was fired. They hired former LA Rams tight ends coach Nick Caley to come in as the offensive coordinator. And Popovich is coming in, Cole Popovich, to coach the offensive line. All right, he's heading into his third season with the Texans, but he broke into the NFL in 2016. All right? And this is awesome. Here's what you wanted to hear. Howard has one word for the stamp Popovich is placing on the offensive line. That word is nasty. All right? Then he went on to say other things. You got to play with grit, Howard said. When offensive lines are physical, that don't take, from nobody, and they just establish the dominance up front, he exemplifies that every morning, every day on the field, and you want that in the coach because he's only going to rub off on the offensive line, and he holds us to a huge standard. All right? This is great. This is what you want to see. Because here's the deal. I was actually just talking about this on the Lions channel. You have a grit, hard-nosed head coach. That's fantastic. And your defense has played that way for the 2 years that he's been there. But this offensive line has not. It's almost like Slowick started and all the talent was there. So year one was really good, better than expected. And then in year two, it just was very clear it doesn't fit. But when you bring a guy like Caley in, when you bring a guy like Popovich in that are hard-nosed, grit, grind, then all of a sudden you have the same thing and same enthusiasm, same hard-nosed football that matches the offense now to the defense. That's what you want to see. And that is why I was just talking to another guy. His name is Sean. He has one of our channels. It's Sports Talk Bears. All right? We have a few guys that do channels with us. Great dude. But he came out and was like, that Texans offensive line is going to be trash. And I was arguing with him. I'm like, no, they're not, because I got a bunch of C.J. Stroud stock in all my fantasy football leagues. And he wants nothing to do with it. And I'm like, I'm telling you, man, that offensive line is going to be much better. It's going to be much improved. I'm not saying it's going to be a top 5 line in the NFL, but it will be much better. And it's only going to continue to get better as they continue to put resources into it, put draft picks into it. I can't wait to see what it looks like. All right. Hey, thank you so much for watching. And hey, happy Father's Day. It's a Father's Day video. I got to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope you have a wonderful day. Spend some time with your family, right? If you can, spend some time with your family. Don't just go on the golf course, but spend some time with your family. And I also know it can be a hard day for some people, those of you who have lost a father. So prayers up there, but know that if you are a father, you are loved. Happy Father's Day. See ya.